It's UFC 323. It's a rematch for the main event, and I'm here with MMA Jeff talking to you guys about First Strike, our two favorite fights for the card, early fight betting, and a parlay to get you guys home with some victory this weekend here. I know the parlay is set up to be a little over plus 200. We have some plus money spots for you guys, but it's been a week. We've been off. We got a huge Saturday ahead of us with the college football championship weekend. Of course, the NBA, the NHL, all kinds of things happening. But the UFC 323 is the centerpiece, Jeff. It's the turkey, if you will, on the table. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was awesome, like usual. One of my favorite holidays. I'm looking forward to this card, though. Man, I tell you, last pay-per-view, we got one more coming up to the for the end of the year, and then we got several weeks off, which is a little surprising, given how exciting these fights have been and how much profitable they've been on them. So I'm a little surprised that they're taking so much time off. But I'll tell you what, this card should be a banger. There's a lot of good ones I'm looking forward to. The main event, man, I don't think there's a bad card on there. You boys all know how I feel about my boy Joshua Vant, and we'll see what he does. I'm excited. He's got a shot at the belt. He's so young. It's impressive. I think he fought 5 times in this calendar year. So the guy's just an animal out there, and I'm excited to see how he does against some solid competition.
I have a feeling we're of the same elk here, but what makes Thanksgiving your favorite holiday?
Uh, Less stress with the holiday gift spying and traveling around store to store, waiting in line. I end up doing a lot of my shopping on Amazon, and I do a lot of that sitting around watching football on Thanksgiving.
It's a lot of the same food, anyways, with all
Yeah.
the less hassle that goes along with it. But welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you watching us. Smash the thumbs up button and make sure you comment with your favorite fights of the night. We're going to break them down. We're going to kick it off with MMA Jeff talking about Ziam and Sadykhov. Very curious to see how he's looking to get paid, Jeff.
We got UFC 323. Going to talk about Ziam and Sadykhov here. One of the more exciting fights I'm looking to on the prelims. I think all the fights are going to be pretty solid, but this one here, I'm really looking forward to. We got a couple of lightweights who should get after it on Saturday. You got Ziam, the Frenchman, ranked 21, comes in 3 years younger, 3 inches taller, and a pretty significant 6-inch reach advantage. He's 7-2 in the UFC on a 5-fight win streak, coming in off a solid UNAM decision victory over Mike Davis. He also had the fight prior to that, an impressive KO head kick to over Frevlov in the, I believe it was second or late in the third round. So that one was at the end, towards the end of 2021. Then he had that fight against Davis early this year. So he's been off for, I think, 9 or 10 months now. Ziam, he's a very long fighter. He's not afraid to use his weapons with his. He's certainly going to work some kicks in there. He's got pretty long jab. He likes to work from the outside. The problem for me with him is he's a very low volume striker. He'll bob around the outside. He'll come in. He'll get the clinch. He'll throw some knees, some elbows. He'll do what it takes, and then he'll get back to the outside. Again, he's a very low volume striker. I mean, 7 of his 9 UFC fights have gone to decision. He's been on the winning side of most of those. A couple were close. He had a split in one. He had a majority in the other. I think he lost 2 of them, maybe. But ultimately, a lot of his fights tend to go to decision. You got Sadykhov on the other side of things. He's 4-0-1 in the UFC. He's 11-1-1 overall, and he's ranked 25. Now, he's 4-0-1 in the UFC. That's his straight up record. The guy hasn't lost yet in the UFC. Now, he's fought some pretty solid competition. He's coming in off back-to-back exciting victories. He had a doctor stoppage at the end of the first rounds against Ishmael Bonfim, which was a hell of a fight. Bonfim certainly didn't want to give up. He needed the doctors to step in to end that fight. He also, the fight prior to that, he earned a fight of the night bonus against Nicholas Mota, where he had the right hook to the body in the second round back in June. Sadykhov's a pretty active fighter as well. So I'm excited again to see this one. Sadykhov, he's a fighter with 8 KO victories. He's definitely a finisher. He's got 2 submissions. He's only one of his fights has gone to decision, which again kind of gets me excited about this one because you got Ziam, who tends to go to decision, and then you got Sadykhov, who is a finisher ultimately. Sadykhov's a striker. He's a kickboxer. He has wrestling skills if needed. He's tough. He'll eat some punches if he has to. I know I've seen him in trouble a couple of times from taking some heavy shots, but the toughness prevails. He's a southpaw stance fighter, which I think is going to give him a little bit of an advantage here against Ziam. I tell you what. So what we see here is we got, in my opinion, a low volume striker in the Ziam side of things, who's going to want to keep this off the mat because he is going to get, I don't want to say dominated, but he's going to get out wrestled if it gets down to the mat versus another striker who is ultimately going to want to keep this on the feet as well. I think Sadykhov should be able to get inside of Ziam's distance and overwhelm him with striking. Not necessarily the power, but just the volume of striking. I don't think Ziam's seen a fighter like this, a dynamic fighter. I think if Sadykhov turns into a wild man, this one could end early, and Ziam's gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna roll with Sadykhov on the money line. Now, I think this one opened up at about a plus 150. I snagged it at plus 130 the other day. It's down to plus 113. I think he's the play in this one. I could see this one flipping towards Sadykhov being the favorite as the fight approaches on Saturday. And there you have it, UFC 323. I'm MMA Jeff. You can find me over at X, MMA Jeff 19. You can find me at Winnable as well, MMA Jeff 19. Good luck to everyone Saturday. Mike, how are we getting paid in this Barber Silva fight?
Mikey Money giving you UFC 323 fight breakdown for Barber and Silva. I got a best bet for you guys in this battle, and it's important to understand the history of these two fighters. Yes, you can see on screen 27 years is Maycee Barber, 32 is Silva, and the rest of the analytics. I want to take you guys down a different path. Here's the deal. A couple things you have to know about this one. Barber was supposed to fight cold-blooded. What happened? She had a seizure in the locker room like a few minutes before the fight actually took place. She had to go to the hospital, and it wasn't her first time in the hospital. She spent almost 10 days there. Prior to that, some issues going on medically with the Barber side of things. And this involves the cap, not just to fade the fighter that's been to the hospital, but for a couple of reasons, because it comes down to ultimate number of paths to victory. You know, what we know about Maycee is that she's going to want to come forward. She's going to want to smack. She's a very powerful striker. There's no question about it. Not so, I mean, she'll grapple, I guess, when it comes down to it. But look, I think on the other side of things, Silva, what can we expect? She's going to come out fire. She's going to want to stand. She's going to want to bang. As soon as things get crazy and she comes in with that flurry of punches, she's going to put you on the mat. And that's where she can do her damage. She can go out there and potentially get you in the submission. She's very much a submission fighter. But both these gals are decision gals. And, you know, so far, the judges have very much fallen in love with the Maycee Barber side of things here. Where I think the trouble comes into this, when you put Silva on the mat with her BJJ style, she doesn't care if she's on top or the bottom. So the volume of action, despite it maybe being a lay and pray situation, is going to look towards the Silva side of things here. The judges' scorecards or the judges' decision option here is north of minus 200, suggesting, yeah, they go to the deep end. And this is where I want to kind of take advantage of this spot here. Yes, we know Maycee can go out there and stand and bang. She might want to go to the judges' scorecards and see the decision. But we also have that variable. What happens from a medical side of things? Are all those cobwebs cleared out of there, and is she ready to go? On the flip side, I think there's 3 paths of victory for Silva to get the win. 1, her busyness on the ground. When they go out there and they eventually lay and pray, the flurry of punches that she wants to throw at the beginning can wow those judges. She'll be the more active looking fighter. 2, if they get on the ground and something does happen to Maycee Barber, maybe there's that second of uncertainty. What happens with submission artists? They get that arm wrapped around you, something happens and you're choked out and you're tapping or snapping. And then 3 is that medical variable. We just don't know what happens to Maycee after a couple of minutes into the fight. So I think there's 3 passive victory for Silva. I think there's really just the one when it comes to the Maycee Barber side of things. I think the prudent thing to do is to take Silva plus 160 and see if we can't get ourselves a nice big plus money casher for UFC 323. We'll be live on Saturday. Make sure you tune in for the show, the entire card, all the other sports associated with it, brought to you by Sports Money. And we're bringing you to the parlay segment of the show. We've had some pretty good success with giving you guys some plus money spots. You'll see on the side our best bets, the final numbers that we were able to take advantage of there. But MMA Jeff, kick us off with your first leg of the 2-leg parlay.
Yeah, the first leg, I'm going to go with Moreno on the money line here. This one started out even, and now Moreno turned into the dog here. You look at the paper, this one's dead even, the same height, same reach, same just about everything except for the age. You got Moreno, who's 6 years older. What that means to me is he's got 6 years more experience. Now he's 31 years old, so he is still in his prime. Now he's had a lot of fights under his belt, but he has had fights against better competition. I think he's going to get this one done here as the dog. So I'm going to roll with Moreno on the money line for leg 1.
And leg number 2, I'm going to go to Merab by decision. simply put, that both these fighters are decision guys. If you look at their history, 5 for 5 on the Jan side of things, and then 4 of the last 5 on the Marab side of things here, seems to me at minus 200, that is the prudent play to take advantage of. And if you parlay these two together, you're looking at a plus 208. And hopefully you'll cash with us on Saturday. MMA Jeff, tell them what's up and where they can find you.
You can find me at X and Winnable, MMA Jeff 19. And good luck, everybody. Hope you join us Saturday.
And I'm your boy, Mikey Money. You can see Mikey Money Wins on Twitter. You can find me at Mikey Money on Winnable for all my best bets from the Sports Money crew to you guys. Good luck with your UFC 323 betting. We hope to see you Saturday and get that money. Good luck, everybody.